Hello students, I am Lalita Sumraskar, economics teacher, BYK College of Commerce welcomes you in online lecture series organized by Gokhale Education Society's Central Coordination Committee for class 12th. Today I am going to discuss with you new chapter, that is chapter number 9, Money Market and Capital Market in India. In this chapter, I am going to discuss with you number 1, introduction, number 2, meaning of financial market, number 3, meaning of money market, and number 4, structure of money market. Let us see the first point, that is the introduction point. Finance is the backbone of an economy. How economy runs? With the help of finance only. So finance is the backbone of an economy. Finance basically refers to the management of money. Finance means not money, but it refers to the management of money. Finance includes funds needed by individuals, business houses, and the government for various purposes. So who need finance in the society? Individual person, business houses, and the government for various purposes. Thus, finance is categorized as personal finance, corporate finance, and public finance. Okay, so there are three types of finance: personal finance, number 2 is a corporate finance, and number 3 is a public finance. Financial system of the country is responsible for the mobilization and allocation of funds. Finance helps in creation of wealth, which is the vital for the economic development of the country. So for the economic growth and economic development of the country, finance is must. So financial system in India comprises of financial institutions, financial market, financial instruments, and financial services. So there are four components of Indian financial system. Number 1 is financial institutions. Number 2 is a financial markets, that is money market and capital market. Number 3 is a financial instruments, and number 4 is financial services. This is a classification of Indian financial system. There are four components of Indian financial system. Number 1 is financial institutions. Number 2 is a financial market. Number 3 is a financial instruments. And number 4 is financial services. Yes, so let us see the first one, that is financial institutions. What are financial institutions in India? Central bank, retail and commercial banks, internet banks, credit unions, savings and loans associations, investment banks, investment companies, brokerage firms, insurance companies, and mortgage companies. These are the examples of financial institutions in India. What are financial market? There are two financial markets in India: money market and capital market. Now what is money market? Money market is a market for lending and borrowing of short-term funds. Okay, so it is the most liquid market. And what is a capital market? Capital market is a market for long-term funds, both equity and debt raised within and outside the country, that is known as a capital market. So these are the two important markets, financial markets in India: money market and capital market. Number 3 is a financial instruments. Okay, there are various financial instruments in capital market and money market. What are capital market instruments? Bonds, equity, shares, derivatives, government securities, trade bills, promissory notes. These are the examples of capital market instruments. And what are money market instrument? Call or notice money market, treasury bills, commercial papers, certificate of deposits, commercial bills. These are the examples of money market instruments. So these are the financial instruments exist in money market as well as in capital market. Now what are financial services? Financial services are economic services provided by the finance industry, which consist of broad range of businesses that manage money. So it includes credit unions, banks, credit card companies, insurance companies, accountancy companies, consumer finance companies, stock brokerage, investment fund, individual managers, and some government sponsor enterprises. Okay, so these are the financial services in India. But in your syllabus, you have to study only financial market. You have to study only the component financial markets, and they are in the form of money market and capital market. Let us see next one. That is meaning of financial market. What is financial market? Financial market refers to a market where sale and purchase of financial assets such as bonds, stocks, derivatives, government securities, foreign currency, etc. is undertaken. Okay, again I am repeating what is financial market. Financial market refers to a market where sale and purchase of financial assets such as bonds, stocks, derivatives, government securities, foreign currency, etc. is undertaken. Okay, so that is known as a financial market. How financial market operates? So financial market operates through banks, non-banking financial institutions, that is private companies, brokers, mutual funds, discount houses, etc. Okay, financial market includes two distinct market, that is money market and capital market. Okay, in India there are two important components of financial market, money market and capital market. Okay, financial market, that is financial market means in India money market and capital market. Now what is money market? Money market is a market for lending and borrowing of short term funds. And what is capital market? Capital market is a market for long term funds, both equity and debt, raised within and outside the country. Okay, so that is a capital market. So these are the two important markets of Indian financial market. Now let us see the structure of money market in India. Okay, so money market in India is divided into two sectors. First one is a organized sector and number two is a unorganized sector. Organized sector, that is in organized form, there are some rules and regulation, and unorganized sector there is no rule and regulation. So let us see what is organized sector. Organized sector is divided into RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, number 2 commercial banks, number 3 cooperative banks, number 4 development financial institution, and number 5 discount and finance house of India. Let us see the first component of organized sector, that is Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of the country and it is the apex bank of the banking system. So it regulates money supply in the economy. RBI was set up on the basis of recommendation of Hilton Young Commission. RBI started functioning on 1st April 1935 and was nationalized on 1st Jan 1949. So that is the apex bank which controls the whole banking system in the country. That is RBI, that is the Central Bank of India. Next one is a commercial bank. Commercial bank act as a intermediaries in the country's financial system to bring the savers and investors together. So they are profit seeking financial institutions. So what are primary functions of commercial bank? Accepting deposits and giving loans. These are the primary functions of commercial banks. Okay, so commercial bank also performs non-banking functions. In terms of ownership and function, commercial bank in India can be classified into 4 categories. Again I am repeating, commercial bank also perform non-banking functions. So in terms of ownership and function, commercial banks in India can be classified into 4 categories. Number 1 is public sector banks. Number 2 is a private sector banks. Number 3 regional rural banks, and number 4 is foreign banks. Okay, so this is all about a commercial bank. Now let us see third component of organized sector, that is a cooperative banks. Cooperative banks came into existence with the implementation of the Cooperative Credit Societies Act of 1904. Okay, so cooperative banks supplements the commercial banks by providing credit to the local population, especially the people who live in rural areas. So it fulfills the banking needs of small and medium income groups. So cooperative credit sector consists of primary cooperative credit societies, district central cooperative banks, and number 3 is a state cooperative banks. Again I am repeating, cooperative credit sector consists number 1 primary cooperative credit societies, number 2 district central cooperatives bank, and number 3 state cooperative banks. So this is all about the cooperative banks in India. Okay, now let us see the next component of organized sector, that is a development financial institution. Okay, development financial institutions are agencies that provide medium and long term financial assistance. Again, I am repeating. Development financial institutions are agencies that provide medium and long term financial assistance. Okay, so what is the prime objective of development financial institutions? Economic development of the country. So, development financial institutions do not accept demand deposit from the public. But development financial institutions raise funds by issuing their bonds to the general public. Okay, so these financial institutions provide financial as well as technical support to various sector, primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Okay, let us see the some important names of development financial institutions in India. Number one is IFCI. What is the full form of IFCI? Industrial Finance Corporation of India Limited. That was established in the year 1948. Number two is ICICI. What is the full form of ICICI? Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. That was established in the year 1994. Number three is IDBI. What is the full form of IDBI? IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, and that was established in the year 1964. Number four is IIBI. IIBI, full form of IIBI is Industrial Investment Bank of India, that was established in the year 1985. Next one is a UTI. Unit Trust of India, that was established in the year 1964, and the next one is a State Finance Corporation. Okay, so there are various state finance corporation in various states of India. Okay, so these are the examples of development financial institution. And what is the prime objective of development financial institution? Economic growth and economic development of the country. Next one is the next component of organized sector is Discount and Finance House of India. Okay, that is DFHI. On the recommendation of the Waghul Committee, DFHI was set up in the year 1988 as a money market institutions. Okay, so it is a jointly owned by RBI, public sector banks and financial institution to impart liquidity to the money market instruments. Again, I am repeating what is DFHI. What is the full form of DFHI? Discount and Finance House of India. So on the recommendation of the Waghul Committee appointed by the government, DFHI was set up in the year 1988 as money market institution. So it is jointly owned by RBI, public sector banks and financial institutions to impart liquidity to the money market instruments. Okay, so this is all about the organized sector of the money market in India. Now let us see the second sector of money market in India, that is unorganized sector. Let us see. First component of unorganized sector of the money market is indigenous bankers. Okay, what do you understand by the indigenous bankers? Indigenous bankers are financial intermediaries that function as banks. The rate of interest differs from one market to another. Okay, again I am repeating, indigenous bankers are financial intermediaries that function as a banks and the rate of the interest differs from one market to another. They mostly deal with the short-term credit instruments such as hundi. Hundi is the name of the financial instruments. Okay, now technically hundi is unconditional order in writing made by a person directing another to pay a certain sum of money to a person named in the order. Again, I am repeating what is a hundi. Hundi is a financial instrument that operated by the indigenous bankers. Let us see what is a hundi. Hundi is an unconditional order in writing made by a person directing another to pay a certain sum of money to a person named in the order. So hundi is a part of an informal system and have no legal status. Okay, what are the examples of indigenous bankers in India now? Saukars, Marwadis, Jains, Multanis, Mahajans, Seths, Baniyas, etc. So they work as a indigenous bankers in India. Okay, so they are an important source of funds in unbanked areas and provide loans directly to agriculture, trade and industry. Okay, so this is all about the indigenous bankers. Okay, that is a part of unorganized sector. Next one is a money lenders. Money lenders means section, rich category in a village. Okay, so agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers, artisans, small traders, they all borrow money from the money lenders. So money lender charge high rate of interest. The loan provided by the money lenders are for both productive and unproductive purposes. So at present, the activities of the moneylender have been restricted by the Reserve Bank of India due to their exploitative tendencies. Okay. Next one is a next component of unorganized sector is unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. Again I am repeating, unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries, and it is divided into three: Nidhi, cheat funds and loan companies. Okay, let us see what is a Nidhi company. Nidhi company is a type of company in Indian non-banking finance sector recognized under the section 406 of the Companies Act 2013. Again I am repeating, what is a Nidhi. Nidhi is it is a type of company, okay, in the Indian non-banking finance sector recognized under section number 406 of the Companies Act 2013. So their core business is borrowing and lending money between their members. So they are also known as permanent fund, benefit funds, mutual benefit funds and mutual benefit company. Okay, so what are the another names for Nidhis? They are also known as permanent funds, benefit funds, mutual benefit funds and mutual benefit company. Next one is a cheat funds, that is also unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. Cheat fund is a type of rotating savings and credit association system practiced in India. So cheat fund schemes may be organized by financial institutions or informally among friends, relatives or neighbors. So that is known as a cheat fund. Next one is a loan companies. Okay, loan companies are finance companies. They provide loans to the traders, small scale industries and self-employed persons. So being unregulated, they charge a high rate of interest on loans. Okay, so this is all about the unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. Okay, so there are two important sectors of money market, that is organized sector and unorganized sector. Okay, student, what I discussed with you today in new chapter, that is chapter number 9, money market and capital market in India. I discussed with you number 1, introduction point, number 2, meaning of finance, number 3, meaning of money market, and number 4, what is the structure of the money market in India. And finally, thank you for listening my video lecture.